Wee. Right, still back. Ona ndadzoka kumusha, ndadzoka tambanudzai maoko, ini ndadzoka. Ona ndadzoka kumusha, ndadzoka tambanudzai maoko, ini ndadzoka. Baba ndai mboro yao, ndadzoka tambanudzai maoko, ini ndadzoka. Baba ndai mboro yao, ini ndadzoka tambanudzai maoko, ini ndadzoka. Ona ndadzoka kumusha. Right, ndiri kuona vanhu vese vari kupinda now. I quickly need a guest. Tambotaura from the beginning, so we quickly need a guest. If our guest comes, send a message. Tumboona which guest is which. Pindai. Job, night, Mdara. Job Nyaunzi, thank you so much. Shivatai, I'm still waiting for my guests. I can't find the guests. My comments actually can't find. Right, here comes our guest. Hey, here comes our guest. Pachanakidza nhasi panapa. Yay. I'm adding our guest. She is here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you.
Guest Urimurima, people are not seeing you. Yeah, but you are in the dark. I'm not sure if people are seeing you.
I just asking, maybe where on those rooms people might be seeing me.
Vanhu muri kuona guest wedere handeipishe piro mugadhijeri henry tizirai ndeitizirai uri sei. Hi, our guest. Right, guest aripo antezvara mazuva ano muri kufamba nebeast again here. Beast yakatengeswa. Takufamba nechikwambo jola. I sold the beast. Now I'm driving a goblin. Right, are you seeing our guest? I'm not sure why I can't see you. Ndiri kumuona guest wedu. Yenu ranzi ari kukuonai.
We can continue.
We can continue because I want to make sure that people are seeing you. I don't know why I can't see you, but anyway, let's continue. Good evening, Zimbabweans. My guest is here, and let's see. Andripo Might Nae Mzukuru, how are you? She's visible. Thank you so much. I can't see her, but you can see her, which is very important. This is our guest. Can you introduce yourself so that I don't go into details of someone I don't really know much here? Yeah? Hans guest is not clear. Right, guest, can you introduce yourself? Hello, guest.
And I used to be called Constable Soko. Constable Soko. Soko. But my name is Romancia Chiomba.
Okay, thank you so much. When you were in Zimbabwe, you were known as Constable Choto.
Soko, SOKO.
All right. Hanzi muri kuoneka sidai mamborega kudya guest.
Ndatopedza kudya.
Right, guest. So this program is held every every day at 8 o'clock, but unfortunately we couldn't make it because I was fighting to bring you live on Facebook. My name is Shepard Yuda. I'm a former prison officer. Let me introduce myself. In 2008, I filmed vote rigging in our country, in Zimbabwe, where prison officers were forced to vote for Robert Mugabe in the run-up election year. So it was a rerun election where Mugabe lost the first bout of the election. Then when we went into the second bout of the election, people were told to do postal voting, those who were in the prisons, police, the army, because Mugabe had lost elections in those camps, Shkurubi, KG6, mostly my police camps and the prison camps, army camps, Mugabe lost heavily. And I understand by that time you were a police officer, is it?
No.
You were not yet a police officer. Can you tell us when you joined the Zimbabwe Police Force?
What's the date today? Is it 6 or 7?
Today is 6.
Oh,
6 May.
Yeah, indakajoina chipurisa 7 May 2014.
2014. Thank you so much. That means after the 2013 government of national unity, indeed.
Yeah.
So you were the people who benefited a lot from the opposition government, is it?
Why are you saying we benefited? We didn't benefit anything.
Yeah, because it was soon after the government of national unity, and you were still earning your salaries in US dollars. I understand.
For that period of time, you can say we're earning like US dollars. At least we're able to buy ourselves food, clothes, and everything.
Yes. So, whilst you were in the police force, you obviously took oath of allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
And do you still remember the oath of allegiance? I can't remember, but
I can't remember.
You still?
We're reading, but what I know, I took the oath.
All right. So you took the oath. You said, I recruit police officer. You said, I Romancia Choto. You were using the name Choto during that time.
Soko, SOKO. Not
Soko, SO.
SOKO. Soko.
Not Choto. I apologize. So you were Constable Soko. Right. So Constable Soko, you said, I Romancia Constable Soko do swear that during the period I am engaged for service or required to serve in the police force, I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Zimbabwe and observe the laws of Zimbabwe. That was the oath, if I still remember very well.
Nah, I guess I can't remember, but I
know.
I did the oath.
Yeah. So you were raising your right hand and you were holding a Bible on the other hand when you swear.
Bible, they are supposed to remove that Bible whenever we're doing that oath, because Bible with that oath and whatever will happen in the service, that's something different, you know.
Yes, I like that part when you say when you hold the Bible, you are expected to abide by the Bible.
Yeah, I have to abide by the Bible, but if you see some of the things that we'll be doing, like when you are doing your work as a police officer or your prison officer, or that's something different. Doesn't need the Bible unless if they create their own Bible, the one who...
Right. So exactly, because I understand. Look at myself as Shepherd Yuda. When you are supposed to leave the country, like a prison officer, a police officer, soldiers, what I understand is we were told that you are not supposed to leave the country without approval approval of the Commissioner General of Prison Services. That is what we were told. Is that applicable to the police as well?
Everywhere. I think it's everywhere. Like, maybe we can start about leaving the province or like the district. You know, you need approval that even if you are like on off, you are not like not on duty. You are forced like to leave like in the district or the province. That she has to be approved by the dispo to go somewhere. So
to go somewhere.
The country, that's the commissioner of the police, he has or she has to approve.
All right.
So whatever,
so
even if you're let me say I was in Karoi, I go to Harare, dispo has to approve for me to go to Harare. It's just a 1 day distance that I can go and come back, but you know, that's how it is.
Okay, so when you were in Karoi, you were Constable. You were in a place where I was born.
Karoi.
Yes, I was born and bred in Karoi.
I worked in Chinoi first, though. I was in Chinoi, Pachemagamba since 2014 to 2016. Then I left and then I went to Karoi.
Yeah, there is the Thomas Sorry here on the comments saying you have to apply and get approval.
Yeah.
To leave Zimbabwe. Even if you want to go to Zambia, you need to apply and get approval. If you want to go to any other country in the world, you need to apply and get approval. The same applies to us when I was in the prison services. You cannot leave the country without the approval of a commissioner. Even if you get a job, I'm telling you, you need to go and tell them that you got a job to Zambia. So you need to go and work in Zambia. You want to resign. Are you allowed to resign in police force?
Yeah, when you are resigned, but if you are not resigned, you can't do another job, you know.
So you need to resign first for you to get another job.
How can you work as a policewoman and then I'll be working another job somewhere else?
Okay, yeah, I understand it. So once you become a police officer, you can't work any other job. You need to apply to go in. So I've seen police officers sometimes when they're off, they can go drive some things. I smile, you arikunakirwa nebaby. Aona manje zvakutaurwa naClemens. Hanzi ndikunakirwa nebaby. Handisunakirwa nebaby, but I want our constable, former constable, to clear some of the things that I used to tell people here. I told people here that, for example, if you want to leave prison services, you need to get out. If you want to leave, or if you want to leave Zimbabwe, or if you want to visit another country, you definitely need to apply and get approval. Once you do it, so people thought I was lying. You understand what I mean? Because most of our audience, they've never been in the police force or in these uniformed forces. So when I talk to them, most of them think I talk drama. You understand?
Yeah.
So today, I'm a former prison officer. We've got a former police officer. So we are talking the same language. This is very important for people to understand. I am going to venture into some things that you might not be comfortable to comment, but please bear with me. I'm not going to treat you with the kids' gloves because we want the truth to come out. So I was asking, what was I asking about? Sorry.
Don't worry. Whatever you want to, you can roast me. I'm here.
Hanzi namukoma Emmanuel Mchema Yuda uri kuzviitisa unoziva mutemo kudhara but apa ukuvhunza kuti chokwadi chawaimbotaura chizadziswe, right? He is saying, Yuda, you know the law already, but you are asking this former police constable so that everything you were talking about should be confirmed today, to say this is the truth of it, right? Because I used to tell people here that especially in the police force, if you leave the country without approval of the Commissioner General, they send police to arrest you. Once you are arrested, you are sent to DBS, where your flesh will suffer, where your spirit will suffer. DB, what does that DB means? My name is Peter Biz, team rekwesheka msoro represents yenyu pano. As the presence yenyu pano, this comment is saying your presence here, it is already causing some turmoil in the police force. Because what you are saying, they don't want this to be known to the public. This is what is being said here. So Henry Tizira is saying DB means detention barracks.
Yeah, I don't know. Even if you are Koromora, you go there.
Even if you commit a disciplinary offense.
Yeah, offense. You know, like when we are in training, that's the same thing. Like you'll be getting when we are working. Because if you do something and you'll be like a child of something or a koromora, you go to DBS. Is it for 14 days, if I'm not mistaken? Which means you come back like someone who's coming back like fresh from the training.
All right. So for the purpose of this presentation, we agreed that DBS means detention barrack. And once you said it's almost 14 days when you commit a disciplinary offense. How about those who, like, if for a good example, I'm not saying, for a good example, I've left the country without the approval of commission. If I'm arrested today, when I visit Zimbabwe, obvious, they are interested in me, they will arrest me and probably send me to a DB, to DB.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
yes.
On the desert.
So is that same applies to a police officer, especially when looking at a former police officer like you? If it happens that you visit Zimbabwe today, how would they treat you? Because you have been to these countries, like Britain is a hostile country to Zimbabwe. Once you travel to Britain, people say you have sold government secrets there. Why did you travel? How did they give you a visa to travel to UK while some people are on sanction? Government kupinda muno munyika. Asiwe inini newe takapinda muno munyika. We came to this country, you and me, as former uniformed force members. Do you feel like if you visit Zimbabwe, they will look at you like a friendly force, or you are now an enemy to them?
All right. There's like, maybe I can put it in two ways. If you leave, let me say, from like first, like if you leave like as a uniform forces, like whether you're ZEPA, PS or whatever, you usina resign. You didn't resign, and then you go out of the country. When you come back, that's a big no for you to come back there. You know you'll be like in hot soup. CIOs will after you, PC guys will be after you. Then, for example, for someone who's like me, I resigned, but you know, like times will not resign. Is it after 10 years? But I didn't reach 10 years. It was 7 years for me. Then I come, like I came to UK. Me going back to Zimbabwe, I'm no longer friends with those guys. I'm now, because you know a lot of things in the government. You'll be like treated as a spy. You'll be like you are spying, or you are taking some. Yeah, you came back like to Zimbabwe to get some information, or maybe to take it back to United Kingdom or America or whatever, or you are coming from.
Oh, yeah.
So
I understand now, because you didn't reach 10 years. So there was nowhere they would allow you to go. So Nkoma Henry is saying you are classified as a deserter. You Not me, because I deserted long time ago, but you, you are classified as a deserter. So you are going to be taken to jail, not DB. This is what Mkoma Henry is saying here.
He's right. That's why I was saying it's in two ways. If you resign, like they allow you to resign in 10 years' time.
Mm.
They changed, but when I resigned, I've only worked for 7 years as a policewoman, of which now I'm like a deserter because I didn't reach that 10 years time. So I'm like someone who just left Zimbabwe and go to another country, and then I will want to come back now.
Okay, so is you are no longer a friendly force. You are like a spy who came to a hostile nation like England, and you want now to go back after selling their secrets. This is probably their, because our country is politically charged. Former Constable Soko, our country is politically charged.
Yes.
When I left Zimbabwe myself, I was like, I wasn't anti-government, but I was anti-ZANU-PF. I was an opposition member while serving in the prison services. Coming to police force, was it the same like in the prison where you witness prison officers wearing ZANU-PF regalia, going to ZANU-PF rallies, chanting ZANU-PF slogans, but still coming to the prison where you find various prisoners, those from the ruling party, those from ZANU-PF being in prison. So once I become like a ZANU-PF supporter, how would I treat those in the ruling part who are imprisoned? So it becomes like a bogey thing. You understand? Seeing ZANU-PF prison officers, was that the same in the police force?
Okay, like in the police force now, when it comes, they say you don't join like politics. You don't do politics. In fact, you don't do politics. You don't say I support ZANU-PF, even if that's the ruling party. You don't say I support Triple C. You don't say what. They just say you are loyal to the ruling party. You see, they say just you have to be loyal to the ruling party. If ZANU-PF is the one who is ruling, like for example, when I joined police, it was ZANU-PF, and when I left, it was ZANU-PF. Up to now, it's ZANU-PF, which means I'm like supposed to be loyal to ZANU-PF, not any other party. And then when it comes to rallies, if I'm attending those rallies as a policewoman, I'm not supposed to wear a ZANU-PF regalia. That's not allowed. Then
but former Constable Soko, I've seen police officers. You know, I used to live in near Chikurubi support unit.
Yeah.
I was an instructor in the prison services. I used to see my colleagues, my partners who were instructors in the support unit. They used to come to our beer hall wearing ZANU-PF regalia. They used to come for rallies in Chikurubi training depot.
Right. Like t-shirts, like ZANU-PF t-shirts, whatever. You know, it's easy for us to get them. You go wherever you go, they will just say, there is a t-shirt officer, or maybe, we know you will be there just for peace. Like, yeah, go there and protect people, go there and do what. But they will just say, if you are a police officer, you don't have to show which party you are supporting. Like, even if we know always, they will always say you are ZANU-PF. Me, I wasn't a ZANU-PF. Because I remember when I joined police, you know, they do those background checks. The only thing I wasn't praying to get the job. I was praying for them to not to do like the background checks for me, because my uncle was a counselor for MDC. By that time, it was MDC, not Triple C. Unfortunately, may his soul rest in peace. ZANU-PF you know. So I was just praying for them not to do like those background checks. Then when I got into police, you always be told like you have to be loyal. ruling party, that's your party. For example, I can just say the ruling party, that's your party. You are not supposed to do triple C. If you see me at a triple C meeting, know that I'm there just to gather information, whatever they're planning. That's why most of the times you see, like, if they plan to do something, we always are ahead of whatever they're doing. You will see us, we are mounting roadblocks, we are doing patrols, we are everywhere because we know whatever they're planning, because those peace guys or CIDs, whatever, they'll be there already in their meeting. So we'll be just gathering information, whatever they're saying. But when it comes to a situation, when it comes to ZANU-PF, yeah, we can, but not to get like information to say, the ZANU-PF were saying this, obvious, that's the ruling party, we have to go with the ruling party. That's why when it comes, like, when we're, that's, like, say, is it 2028, people have to vote, right? The only thing, it's like we police officers will be like, yeah, you can register to vote, and then they will allow you to vote. No, and especially now, I maybe at your time when you were voting, because I saw your video you made, yeah, you will be like, watched, who are you voting for? They will be seeing everything. But for us, it was different. We were voting without anyone seeing what you are voting, who are you voting for. But only thing that they will do, how many police officers are in the country? How many soldiers are in the country? How many ZPS are in the country? That number will be just combined to say they all voted for ZANU-PF, even if you have voted for Triple C. So whether you cast a vote to Triple C or you cast a vote to ZANU-PF, just know they will just say, how many police officers do we have in the country? If you are 1,000,
so they just tally the number. They don't count they don't need to count the votes. They just throw them in the bin.
votes. Why are you counting the votes? Because they always say you are ours. It's like, you don't have to, even if you have voted for ZANU-PF or even if you have voted for another party. But how many police officers do we have in the country?
Okay, so I'm getting information here in my inbox, Constable Soko.
Yeah.
They are saying, Anza Tinga comment live hapo baba. I think this the serving police officer is still serving. The police officer is saying, hapo asikuti, in 2013, when Baba Jukwa was causing all sorts of troubles for ZANU-PF, current police boss Stephen Mutamba, who was officer commanding Bulawayo province, akaita anonzi station tour. So he made station tours. Achitaurira mupurisa wese kuti uri weZANU-PF. He was telling every police officer that you belong to ZANU-PF.
Yeah.
So the current Commissioner General of Police, he made tours in 2013 around the country, I think, telling each and every police officer that you belong to ZANU-PF, no matter what.
Yeah, because I'm seeing someone and he's saying like which means that's another way of rigging. Yeah, that's another way of rigging. How many police officers do we have? How many soldiers do we have? Those uniformed forces, they will just take the number and put it there. Because how can I remember, like, you now, and they say the place you register to vote, that's where you are supposed to cast your vote. But okay, I registered to vote in Karoi, and I don't know, in Meno, like 200 k's away from Karoi. How can I come back and vote while I'm deployed somewhere else?
Yes, so the fear in people here on this platform tonight, because I had told people that I'm bringing a former constable known as Romancia, Chiomba, Soko, is it?
Yeah.
Can I use both?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. I said on this platform tonight, there were about 200 people watching, but now they've gone because I logged off when you were failing to connect. People were eager waiting for you to hear from the horse's mouth, people who were in the police force. So I told them, tonight we've got a very special guest known as Romancia. I used Chiomba, and then Constable Soko is here. There were things that I spoke about long time ago, before you probably even come to the UK. You were probably you were still in Zimbabwe when I used to do these lives on Facebook. If you see on these platforms, we've got a lot of former soldiers and serving soldiers on this platform. We've got a lot of CIOs, Central Intelligence Organization operatives, who are here probably writing notes, because most of the time when I talk, they are gathered here to probably write notes, write names of participants and whoever. I don't understand the reason why they do that. And we have a lot of police officers. The message that I've just read came from a serving police officer who is telling us about Matamba, who is the current Commissioner General of Police in 2013, who went on a tour of stations telling each and every police member or police officer that you belong to ZANU-PF. So I apologize that I didn't warn you in advance that on this platform we've got all uniformed force members gathered here, some taking notes, some I don't know, whatever they write. Probably they might be interested in why you came here, but it is my fault that I persuaded you to join me live on this Facebook page to clarify certain things that I used to say, and the people thought they were just drama. Thank you for coming, Constable Soko. I still have a lot of questions, might be unease for you, but please, can you try your level best to answer to what I'm going to ask here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You said you worked in Karoi, right? In Karoi, where I grew up, it's a ZANU-PF stronghold. Yes. Opposition, there was one of my brothers who was in opposition as a candidate for MDC around that time, 2013, known as Biga Aurovi. Have you ever heard about this name?
You said 2013. 2013, I wasn't in the force and I wasn't in
Karoi. All right, yeah. But when you went there in Karoi, when you were now a police officer, I think you came across this name, Biga Aurovi.
I can't remember though.
Yeah, I know it's a long time ago. I know you can't remember everything. Biggie, I know when you were in Karoi, this is where comment Yuda takafa kare mudhara ngavauye zvavo timu iro toriziva kuti munovashaisa peace. All right, so Mkoma Manuel Mchema is commenting here saying you and me, Yuda, probably you Soko as well now, we are already dead. So whatever we are doing, making these presentations for the world to know the truth, this is not giving them peace. CIOs don't have peace with me, with you now, with whoever is on this platform. They've got no peace because they know the truth is now coming out. The things that they never thought would one day be told to the world, to the public to know.
Yeah.
Right. I was talking about the Karoi general. You were in the police force. I have seen a lot of opposition members who were being bludgeoned coming to the police force to report, say, look, I have been beaten by Noni. ZANU-PF supporters, look, blood dripping and everything happening. Surprisingly, those victims were locked up by the police. Instead of the police to go and arrest the perpetrators, they were locking up victims. I witnessed that one day. So I'm just asking this question to say, look, were these orders from above to say, arrest them when they come to complain, whilst ZANU-PF was marauding in the locations? How did that work? I know you might not be comfortable with this type question, but this is exactly what people want to know.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that one. That's like the most like sensitive thing that happens like out there. People will be just quiet, will be asking, oh, why is like an opposition party behind bars, but ZANU-PF people were the ones starting noise, but they're out there. I'll give you a good example. I'm not going to mention the name. I don't know if the lady, she's still serving as a policewoman.
Mhm.
She was a policewoman. And unfortunately, the husband was a member of Triple C, and the police became to know about that. If they don't know that your husband or your partner is the member of the opposition party, there's no problem.
Mhm.
They became like we have those peace guys, those police officers who wear like uniforms, who
Mhm.
don't wear uniforms. They're everywhere.
Peace. Those for peace.
The peace guys and the CIDs,
Mhm.
Then I don't know how they came to know that the husband to that lady is a member of Triple C.
Mhm.
But like doing their investigations, as a policewoman, if your husband or your partner is the member of the opposition party, which means you yourself, you are now someone who's like considered as like who is considered like you are supporting the opposition because your partner is doing that, so you are doing that, of which I can't control someone to support something. And even I myself, if I want to support the opposition party, I don't have to let it be known out there that's what I'm doing because you are in the force. So that lady, unfortunately, there was a fight which happened, and then the only thing the police did to their own police to arrest the husband,
Mhm. Uh-huh.
people, right? There was a fight which happened, like, when people like they're having their meetings, like Triple C people are having their meetings, NPF they're having their meetings at the same time, and then there is always a conflict. There is always drama.
Mhm.
People, especially with men who always get drunk, they'll start noise, everything like that. But that man was arrested, and then
Really?
handbars. And
Mhm.
the like, where are the other people? Was he fighting?
Mhm.
Who was he fighting if he is like behind the bars on his own?
Mhm.
You are saying it was a public fighting, but where are the other people?
Mhm.
Something that I was like, that I was asking myself, I was like, but you are there. I can't do anything. I can't release the person. If you release the person, you are suspect now. Why are you releasing the person? You'll be just there in the charge office. You'll be just looking for these guys, peace guys doing their job. And then you'll be like, okay, that's what they are doing. You won't say anything. That's
Mhm.
something people won't understand. Even if they'll be saying, oh, police officers, they are doing this. I'm not saying police officers were saying, no. They'll be like, they're doing this, they're doing that. But you have to know, behind everything we do, there is someone who is forcing that. There is someone who will be saying, do this. If you don't do this,
Mhm.
you'll be afraid to lose your job. And the other thing, you'll be like, I will be arrested. So there was nothing we can do for that another policewoman, but it was another police officers, right, arresting someone's husband, your own fellow policewoman. How would you feel in the morning? She's coming to work in the morning, knowing
Once the husband is locked up.
it's locked up. When you after the parade in the morning, we go to the cells to count how many. I'll be taking the handover. I'll be in the charge officer. I need to know how many people are in the cells. Then you'll be like, she'll be there waiting. You standing with you, like you'll be counting. There is one this for charged with this. There is someone charged with this, and then you'll be seeing your fellow policewoman. She'll be just bringing food for her husband who is behind us.
Hey, hey, hey.
Fellow, no, I'm not talking about other people. I wanted to give you like something that I know which really happened because I was there in the charge office when the man was brought to station.
Hey.
And then you'll be checking like the detention book, and then you'll be like, everything like the charges would definitely just change, since like the moment the guy gets in the charge office, the judge, like they would just create something else. It was no longer a public fighting, you know.
They create crimes to make sure that it suits their political intentions.
That was a political intention. The charges would just definitely change there. So there's nothing you can do. There's no more public fighting, which was happening there, but there's nothing you can do. You'll be just, oh, let me just watch and see what is going to happen. But that's your fellow policewoman there. How would you feel tomorrow morning? You are seeing her, she's just bringing her husband food, and she has to come to work. She doesn't have to say, I'm staying home because my husband is arrested. No, you're a policewoman, you have to report for duty. You can't say no.
Because if you don't come, they say you and the husband.
Why are you not coming to work? You know, you can't just say, I'm not coming to work. Even if you're not feeling well, you have to come to work and go to our own clinic and say, oh, I'm not feeling well. They'll examine you. If they are referring you to the hospital, then you go to the hospital. You come back and then you give them whatever the doctor said. If they're the ones saying, yo, you can take 2 days off, that's when you are going to take 2 days off. So how can you say, I'm not coming to work because my husband is arrested? You are forced to come. The same station you are working at, the same police station you are working at, your husband is behind the bars.
Mkoma Emmanuel is saying you remind me of someone with a high profile. I can't mention him here. The problem is, you see the fear in people of Zimbabwe. We have got this fear that if I say something, I will be killed. So I apologize, former Constable Soko, for putting you in this position that I've put you today. But obvious, I think inside you are guilt. You are saying, look, this guy, he wants me killed, isn't it?
I said, if I get killed, you're going to see my ghost.
I'm praying for you, Constable, so that nothing will happen to you. Because I know we have got CIOs in this country. We have got the ZANU-PF people in this country. They don't want this type of information to be known to the public. Already, you are now a public enemy. Let's hope you eat.
Your Shona is deep now.
Oh,
now,
sorry. By the way, you are not Shona, is it? I apologize. Because I thought maybe you are Shona. Anyway, Shona and Devele, we are the same. But what I'm saying is, they say when you decide to eat a dog, eat a male dog, don't eat a female dog. Because you are eating a dog, so you must eat the bull. That's what they say. So anyway, I'm looking back into things that have happened in the police force. I am going to say some things here. Like you might not be privy to some of the things that I'll say here, because I've said it time and again, that in Zimbabwe, if you look at ZRP itself, it increased its intake of police cadets, its intake of police recruits. It enlarged the size of the paramilitary wing. I think you can remember that I was trained in support unit, special tactics team. I'm one of the trainees in special tactics in support unit. So I really understand that. I know that. The support unit itself, they increased members of the support unit. They even recalled some reserve units during elections. But most of those who were being called in the force, they were people with the ruling party links, ZANU-PF people. There were also I remember when the armored cars were bought, I was still in the force, but I was not a police officer anymore. I was a prison officer who went for training in support unit, special tactics team. So when these armored water cannon vehicles came, we saw them. We were there. And what government was saying, or some of these people in the support unit, they were saying they were preparing for battles with the non-government or non-supporters of the government. They expected very intensive unrest. So if you see units of the police force, in police, there's what they call a constabulary. It confuses a lot of people that they are constables, like you when you were in the force. Then there is a special constabulary. I still remember those volunteers who were ZANU PF youth in the special constabulary, who were also members of the war veterans, who were in the special constabulary. I still remember when they were recruited into the force, they were integrated in the force, they were trained. At that time, I think it was around 2005, 6, 7. It was before when you joined the police force. They were trained. Morris Depot. I saw some of them from Morris Depot in different depots in the provinces. They were given police training, especially in Harare. I saw them as well. They were given police training. They were given police uniform. They were integrated into the force. Looking at that, I understand you were a regular member of the force. Once you were a regular member of the force, you were required to have 5 O-levels, including Maths and English. These were qualifications for those people who were regular members who joined the police force. And ZRP, instead of recruiting more of your caliber, they started recruiting all those volunteers and doubled the numbers. And some of them were put in the support unit, those who were not educated, who were just volunteers, who were in the special constabulary. What I'm saying here are things that I know, things that I saw. They were put into the support unit. If you go to support unit, they've got some units, special tactics, the riot squad, this and that. And most of these people were put in the riot squad, which is prominent in assault of my residents, my towns. You have seen political disturbances, this support unit being sent there ruthlessly or brutally attacking the people of Zimbabwe. So everything that I say here, it was also confirmed during that time by Wayne Vudzjena, who was the spokesperson of the police. I used to come here tell people that let's not blame the opposition. So when you joined the police force, I'm coming to you, Constable Soko, on this background that I've given you. Have you ever worked with these special constabulary who were integrated into the force?
Okay. That's what you call them.
Yes.
Those people are what I can say. When I was in the force, we worked with them like they will be helping us in the community, you know. We live like those kind of someone's like, you know, those maintenance, someone he didn't pay maintenance, those people that will help to go and do those things. And then like the what can I say, like if you maybe like, you know, when I was in Karoi, you know, we have those villages which are far away. So you go there in Pesu like to arrest someone, but you won't find the person, you know. So for us, the only easy thing is to involve those people to help us. And then they will let you know, no, Mr. Chakadero is in his homestead now, he's in the farm, or he's farming, or he's doing that. That's the only way you can just go there and arrest the person. But we never like involve them in the situation, like we help them in the charge office, like to write a statement or what. But when you are doing some of the things that are already there involved, but I'm sorry, that's what you say. They were now big, those people. They were now like, if you send them like to serve summons, they will do that. But when it comes to arresting people, they were now behaving like police officers, the real police officers, like the real Constable Soko. They are now beating people. It's not allowed. But at the end, who is going to take the blame? The police.
No one.
As not like Ndindambat. Ndindambat will be helping you. And then at the end, you'll be blamed, you constable, by your officer in charge. Why did you send that Ndindambat to do your job? But they know those people, they are the ones who be like, use those people. You need them to do this. You need them to achieve like whatever you want. But when they did something wrong, it comes back to you, constable. Why did you involve the guy? Why did you involve them to do this? Of which they were like doing their own thing, like on the benefit of getting money, or they will now be collecting bribes. They will be doing all sort of things. They'll be already like acting like the real police officers. So by the time I served as a police officer, I never seen them being recruited to be the real police officers, unless if they have the required like those 5, including maths and English, without more than 2 sittings.
Yeah, this is why I said probably you are very young to know what I saw. Was I was trained in the support unit.
Yeah.
When we were towards the elections, 2007, 2008, I saw all those volunteers, the special constabulary, being integrated into the force. I don't think if you remember, you were trained in Harare, is it?
Yeah, Morris Depot.
Morris Depot. When you trained, instructor here, musketeering, you might know him or you might not know him because it's a long time. Ainzi Mpamanga.
No.
Ainzi Ainzi Chitura, something like that.
No. I don't know them.
Aive pamusketeering paitwa weapon training paipa.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, let's leave these ones because they were close relatives to me as well. One of them I trained with him. One of them was my sekuru. So what I'm saying now is like, let's go back to when you were attested into the force, when you took your oath of allegiance, and that oath, it made you a committed officer to uphold the law, maintain peace, and serve the public, fairness and integrity. That means when you take an oath, you say you are going to maintain the law, peace and order in the country. You're going to serve the public. You will serve them with fairness and integrity. Quite a lot of things will happen after that. And then I'm coming back to you. I'm specifically focusing on you as a former police constable. I said some of these questions are not going to be easy for you and are going to make you very uncomfortable. And I apologize in advance.
Okay.
I understand now that after serving your country or after paying allegiance to your country, to say you are going to maintain the law and order, you will serve with integrity and fairness, and you are going to uphold the laws of Zimbabwe. Then you just served 7 years and left. Can you tell us why you didn't feel like you need to continue to serve up to 20 years or so in the force?
Okay. Right. I worked like for 7 years. To say the truth, everyone will be like, I want to save until 10 years or 20 years where I can like enjoy my benefits. Like for now, if I ask you if like I have to resign 20 years, what am I getting? Do I get like enough pension that I can say, yes, I can buy like food, I can pay for my, I don't know, by that time, when maybe I will be having grandchildren or whatever, can I do something with that money? There's nothing, you can't do anything. Because I remember like I when I came here, I left like the bank card I was using with my sister. There was the money which was deposited in that account, like for that period, like, you know, after 10 years, they'll say we'll give you this amount of money. But I didn't reach that 10 years. Then for that 7 years I worked for, if I tell you that, I can't remember even like the value of the money they gave me. You can't buy anything. I was like, my sister was like, I have your, like, there's a letter we received here, like saying we have got some like conversation, whatever they call it, the money. But I was like, oh, it's okay. Go and check how much is in there. You go and check, you'll be surprised. There was nothing that I can say, oh, maybe my family, okay, they can say we are going to send you something because it's your money. So if I have to wait until 10 years, what was I going to get? Nothing. I wasn't going to get anything that would benefit me for saving like up to 10 years. And then we will say up to 20 years. Up to 20 years, you'll be just be. Are you seeing those like when you, I remember like when was it, on the 31st of March, when they was doing that Geza March, whatever. Look at those pictures of the police officers which were trending on social media. Look at the uniforms. Those, some of them, they are not Anandindambata. They are real police officers. I worked there as a police officer. I know what I'm saying. Some of them, people will be like, no, they're Anandindambata, because we have them. Anandindambata will be there helping us from our patrols and everything. But as a policewoman, if I tell you in those 7 years, do you see that ceremonial hair to wear with the skirts or the suits? So, by the, like,
so yourself, were you, despite being told lawfully that all police officers belong to ZANU-PF, I'm specifically focusing on yourself. Have you ever been a ZANU-PF member?
No.
No, thank you. Because most of the time is when you see those people in police force, when they resign Madara, most of them, you find them now holding ZANU-PF offices to say, to tell that these people were ZANU-PF officers. Focusing on yourself as well. Have you ever beaten someone arrested?
No.
No.
No,
so that means, pardon?
Say the truth. Maybe people might say, oh, maybe she's lying because she's no longer. I never did that. To say the truth, I never did that. Most of the times I'll be feeling like feeling sorry for those shika guys that will be arresting, or those people who are selling in the street, my vendors, you know. But people understand where those things are coming from. The people who have to say, yes, we are ZANU-PF, there are those dispos, propos going to the commissioners because they are benefiting from the government, not us. They are the ones benefiting. Look at the
I've got someone special here, very special. On this platform, we've got very special men here, known as Maxwell Chikandwa. This guy is very special. I regard him as my brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably.
I saw it.
Yeah?
I'm seeing his comment.
Yes. You've read the comment, is it?
Yeah.
He is a reputable man, that one. And he was requesting to talk to you. So I remember I said we've got former police officers here, we've got former prison officers here, we've got serving police officers, we've got serving prison officers on this platform. We have got members of the Central Intelligence Organization as well on this platform. So if you need to know more about my brother Maxo, you can, I'll give you, you've got my number anyway. Then we talk behind the scenes So I want you to really understand him before you talk to him, is it?
It's okay.
Because I said, remember when I started, that this platform, whatever you're going to say it here, it will expose you to the world. Because this is where each and every person is interested to know things. On this platform, I say the truth about Zimbabwe. I think it is probably the only social media platform where you can find the truth being told without fear and favor. So for allowing you or for having you here in this platform, it has exposed you to the whole world, because the whole world now, they are very much interested to know what happened then, why police officers are like this. Why? Because you have opened a can of worms. People did not know much about this. I'm glad, I'm happy here that you never beat any detained person or arrested person. That is the first thing I expect from a person who has been in the force. And I'm happy that you have never been a ZANU-PF member. These two things are very important in this world. If both people might fear to associate with you, thinking, oh, this lady might be vakadzi vai vari kutumwa kunze ndai muno dai dai vai vai. You understand? So you have been open on this platform. You have told people what they don't know. You have confirmed some of the things that I always said on this platform, which has never been said in any platform. Why? It's because vanonga vachiti, when you retire or when you leave the force, you are not allowed to say any information that you have gained in line of your duty.
It's not allowed. It's totally not allowed. Even if you have resigned, even if you say they like you are not resigned, they say no, you are discharging you. You are not supposed to open your mouth.
Yes. So you have decided to say, look, let me open my mouth. Let me open to the world. Because the people need to know this information, which is a thing sometimes I shiver when I start talking about what used to happen in the prisons. Because I know I'm not supposed to say it. But people need to know what happens behind bars. Now people have heard the other part of what happens behind the police. You understand what I mean? What from today onwards, I might be inviting you to this platform for more information. But what I encourage you is you need to keep your nearest police phone number, because people, the good part, people don't know where you live at the moment. But vanotsvaga vasori kawa, they look at munhu ari kufumura kawa, they might have your number, they might track you, they might want to harm you. Because I know in this country there are a lot of these CIOs, these people sent to hunt us down, and we are probably going to be hunted down as well. So I encourage you to keep my number in your phone. Have your nearest police force number for SOS in case you hear a stone thrown at you or someone threatening you. You need to immediately inform the police. Because what you have said here is confirming what I've always told people. Now we are lucky that we are having someone from the other part. I've got friends from the army. Most of them have refused to come on this platform to talk, because they fear, my life is now in danger. A shepherd has put my life in the firing line. But I'm glad you have come here. We have discussed lots of things that people don't understand. Right. So coming to you, I'm focusing on you as well. How do you feel now? How do you feel now that you have come open, you have discussed the things that people did not know happens in the police force? How do you feel now?
Right. Before I go there, you were talking about the CIOs. The CIOs, they are already here. Remember, the first lady, she's coming. They're already deployed. They are here already. You have to know that. You know that they are here, but they are here already. If coming to London or she's going to Wales or wherever, those CIOs are already here.
Mm-hmm.
To be doing like the surveillance of like seeing, oh, people are saying these people that are doing this, they are already here. You might not know, but they're already here. Right?
I know them. Some of them I had confrontation with them in I know you were not in this country. 2026? Oh no, not 2026. We are not yet in 2026, is it?
I'm not in 2026. Hey,
Because you were COP 2020, I think in scope.
Yeah, COP 2020 I wasn't here. I came here 2021.
Yeah. I went to Scotland when Mnangagwa came to this country.
Okay.
I led a group of protesters, human rights defenders in this country. So when I went there, I did everything to my best of knowledge. First thing that I did was to ban Mnangagwa to enter. Was ZANU-PF people had planned a welcome gig or a party at a hotel. They booked that hotel. They made nice food for Emerson Mnangagwa, spread their table so that their president can come and address them there. So I spoke to the police in Scotland. I spoke to authorities in Scotland, and I told them, look, this summit, it bars Mnangagwa from entering any other place besides being kuchengetwa kuhotera kwaanga. So they told me that if Mnangagwa leaves that hotel to come to this function, you have got the right to arrest him and take him to the police station and charge him for human rights abuses.
Yes.
So when I went there with my colleagues, have you ever met Patson Mzua? Do you know anyone known as Patson Mzua?
Yes, I know him.
You know him?
Yeah.
I'll be glad if I can have your number and you talk to Patson Mzua, because he was there on the day when Emerson Mnangagwa rang me.
Okay.
Because he was told that there is a former prison officer who is blocking the venue and he is ready to impound on you.
Yeah.
So what he did is he sent a lot of CIOs. This is when I started knowing that, oh, this is CIO. Oh, that one is CIO. So they came and they tried to block the door to make sure that they can smuggle him in. And I had a very good team of karateka with me. I'm not going to mention their names, who train karate in this country. So I took those guys and said they were going to be my bodyguards. I was only going to impound on Mnangagwa and arrest him.
Mm-hmm.
So he did not come. They tried to bring him in a Mercedes Benz to try to smuggle him as anyone else, and I was very late on there. He couldn't go into there, and it flopped. People just came in, collected food, and left. So since you came to the UK, as I'm giving you just a background of things that you need to be careful about in this country.
Yeah.
Since you came to UK as a former police officer who saw brutality in the police force, who saw injustice being done by the police force, since you came to this country, did you engage yourself in any human rights work so that you can highlight certain issues of brutality back home?
Yeah, I joined the women rights activist.
Pardon, can you come again? Sorry.
Yes, I did.
Are you doing or you did?
I am doing.
You are still doing it?
I'm still doing it and I won't stop.
You won't stop?
No.
Why don't you stop?
That will stop me until we are able to be free in Zimbabwe. We're not free. Can't you say that free? Now Auxilia wants to bring the kids here.
Yes.
Well, we're not. No, I won't stop.
Yeah, that is the courage we want. Someone is asking me, Advance Makudo is asking me, as Zwindi, Mama Zwanepi Ayuda. He's asking me where I got that bravery to say I'm going to impound and arrest Mnangagwa. He's asking me where I got that bravery. I've told you, Advance, that look, Before I went there, I made my research here. Where Mnangagwa, because Mnangagwa during that time was under sanctions, British sanctions. So he was not allowed to veer off his hotel room. So I made a lot of research myself. I made that research. I contacted authorities, organizers of that COP26, whatever, summit. I contacted the Scotland police, what they call them, I've forgotten the name they call them, Scotland Yard. I contacted the Scotland Yard. And I wanted to make sure that everything I am going to do in Scotland was lawful. Yeah. So when I got there, Ndara Mavaza didn't know that I had done background research to make sure that what I'm going to do there is lawful. And I had these colleagues of mine who were karateka. Some what are the 70 done black belt. Why can't you come and train karate? Ndikawati no ndakaregera achadi zvese izvo ndada kutrena mabhuku ndambozara musoro ndakakudza nyama kudhara saka tadaro taenda ndiri kutaura mukoma wangu wabvunza kuti zvivindi makazviwanepi handina teri zvinowanika kupi nhai baba mukuru Patson Muzua, yes, he is here in Leicester. He is a very good man. He helped me getting my asylum papers. Oh, thank you so much. Besides, I'm not talking about Constable Soko getting asylum or whatever. No. It's not that issue. I am saying Constable Soko must liaise with human rights defenders like Patson Muzua. Patson Muzua has stood firm for rights of Zimbabweans everywhere in the world. He's a non-rights defender. When I came to this country, he is the first person I met in this country who told me that, Shepherd, you are in the UK. I know you've got your papers, you've got everything. Shepherd. But did you abandon the human rights because you are in the UK? I said, my brother, no. I will continue to participate in anything that defends the rights of the people. Because my rights have been violated day one I joined the prison services until the last day. So I'm coming back to you, my sister, that look, you and me have seen a lot that other people have never seen. I know you have attended crime scenes where you found murdered political activists in Zimbabwe, where you saw injustice being done, those victims being locked up as perpetrators whilst the perpetrators were being freed because they were ZANU-PF supporters. You have seen all that injustice happening. You have seen people being murdered for no apparent reason but for belonging to a political party. Yeah. This is why I asked you whether you are still, whether you are participating in human rights activism. Because I want you, if you are not, you are a very good source of things that happened in Zimbabwe. I want you to join part of my group in Stockton-on-Tees. I understand you live not far from here. I would want to have you come and address my people in the opposition sometimes, so that they understand kuti vanhu vese mapurisa ari kuZimbabwe havasi mapurisa ezanu vese, kunyange vachiudzwa unzuru wezanu. Kune vamwe vane mwoyo yakanaka, who have got nice or brave hearts like you to come out open and say things that you witnessed, you saw, which are injustice to this country, to this world. So, looking at, I'm coming back to you again. I apologize for that. Back in Zimbabwe, I don't expect you to say where exactly you came from, because otherwise your relatives and friends will be attacked. Uh, do you think you want to visit Zimbabwe anytime soon?
We'll go back home whenever ZANU-PF is not in power. See that? Not now, no. I'm not even thinking of going back home.
Hanzi people hanzi nevanhu munyanya kutaura hanzi mukuru you always on point anatafure nyika Libert unonyanya kutaurisa Yuda hanzi ndotaurisa hanzi I talk a lot hanzi I take a lot I need certain things clarified, guys, because look, I've put the life of this young girl, as you look at her, she's very young. I've put her life on the crossfire right now because I invited her to come to this platform after I met her doing human rights work. I just met her once and I said, oh, they are so brave people. When we had a chat, this is when I learned that she was a police officer and she worked where I was born, which was a stronghold of ZANU-PF. So I became so much interested to say this lad can clarify certain things that I've always said on this platform. People, victims of ZANU-PF being arrested when they went to the police station to report certain crimes, to report the attacks that they suffered from ZANU-PF. They were the ones who later got detained, charged, and sent to prison. Coming to you, my sister, when those people came, when they attacked by ZANU-PF youth, when they come to the police, when the police lock them up, do you used to take them to the hospital for treatment or what?
All right. Right. It's like what I can say is like they don't take people to hospital. I can't say I don't because I have a heart. I feel for people if I see people like beaten up or whatever. It's a pity sometimes if you see someone dragged to court in a situation that someone can't even walk or someone can't even speak properly or someone has like a blue eye, and then the prosecutor will just say, please, can you please just take this person to the hospital first and then bring her back or whenever he's okay. Because they will be just like, they will just, the police officers will be just, okay, you have done this, you have did this, like, that's your crime. You have offended us, whatever crime is it, as long you are of the opposition party, just know you're not getting the special treatment as others. You are not going to get special treatment. So if you're hurt, it depends, like, unless if it's someone who has like a broken arm or broken leg, yeah, on that situation they will say, let's take the person to the hospital. And then when you are in the hospital, know that there will be handcuffs in on your arm or your leg. Handcuffed to that bed. That's the difference. So you know that if I am someone who is like of the opposition party, if I'm get arrested today, you'll be treated as a murderer. Like you have killed someone, but you didn't kill someone just because you stood there or you just cheered that Idim Nangagwa's poster, which was on the tree. But you'll be treated as if you have killed someone or you have robbed a bank or you have done a serious crime, but it's just a petty thing that someone can be cautioned and be taken home.
Yeah. I've got people commenting here, Roma. People are commenting here. They're saying, Yuda, don't go deep with the background of this young woman. Hana yake yasiyana neyako. That means your bravery and my bravery are at a different level. He is saying, Inini, I am the Changrai era, and you are too young to understand it. So it's like people are now scared that I've put your life on firing line because
Changirai comment on one. Do you know that Changirai era? I told you that my uncle was a counselor of MDC, was like for MDC at that time, and I wasn't a police officer at that. By that time, I was still going to school. Those police officers, those army people came at our home with guns pointing us. Imagine we're kids. The gun was, I remember I was hiding behind my grandma's bed when they were pointing to my cousin brother, who was like maybe like 12 years about that time, for us to tell them, where is your uncle? Because he was in hiding.
Hey.
Until like he ended up like, oh, okay, I'm putting these kids in danger. Let me just come out. They just abducted him. Then they brought him. After 2 months, we didn't know he would come back alive.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah, we didn't know. By that time, we didn't know he was going to come back alive. But he came back alive and he won the elections. After winning the elections, he wasn't like the council for that long. You know the torture they will give you there. Yes, you have like those injuries, inside injuries that people won't see. So,
and also here there is Tonde Jamin Chashamba, a former member of the Uniformed Forces as well. He's saying, Mukuru, inini even ndikabuda palive handichatyi. ZANU-PF yakatotiuraya kare, kangoma kanyanya kurira. Their time is over. So he is saying he is not scared of coming live here to say whatever he saw during his time of service. But he's saying ZANU-PF is overstayed and his time is over. So, looking at the mandate that you had as a police officer, you had the mandate to safeguard the country of Zimbabwe against puppets seeking to reverse the gains of the liberation struggle. This is what ZANU-PF used to tell us. That look, if you're a member of the police force, army, or prison service, you are there to safeguard against puppets who seek to reverse the gains of the liberation. Now, you are in the United Kingdom. UK government is the one, British people or the Britons are the ones who are being accused by ZANU-PF of sponsoring us opposition and call us puppets of the West.
Yeah.
So you are now in a country, in a Western country, in Britain. If you go to Zimbabwe today, like you want to visit probably your parents, your friends, and so forth, you are now a puppet in their eyes. If they see you landing at Harare International Airport, they will say, oh, look at that puppet is back. You went to Britain, you went to seek to reverse the gains of the liberation struggle. And you went there, you joined the Shepherd Yuda. And we heard the Shepherd Yuda telling you to join Patson Mzua, who are the most wanted people in Zimbabwe. I'm now concerned about your safety, considering also the comments down here. How is your family like? Can they be identifiable in Zimbabwe to say, look, Soko's family are this and that and that? Let's go for them. For the safety of your family now.
And unfortunately, I don't have parents.
But
I have siblings. Those ones are minding their own business. Yeah. I don't have parents that they'll say, oh, look at your daughter or whatever she was doing, or your granddaughter, or like, no. When I left Zimbabwe, I coming here, I came on a spousal visa, on a dependent visa, because I was living with my husband on my own. So who was coming from there? They would just go where I was staying. There's no one.
Oh, good. So when you came here, we were no longer living with them.
No.
You were a married woman living with your husband. So whatever you are doing now in the UK as a puppet, according to ZANU-PF, this is totally
my own family. It will affect my own family. And of my family, I have my family here with me. So it will
this will affect your immediate family here, not those ones. Those ones are doing their own lives, is it?
Those ones are doing their own lives.
So if the CIO or army goes for them, they are just persecuting innocent souls who have got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, they might be persecuting their own ZANU-PF people, because I don't know which party they support. Because I was on my own, I was doing my own. I have my own family now.
Oh, nice one. I like the spirit. That's the spirit I like. Because now, if you look at Zimbabwe, honestly, when we were born, I know you were not born. I don't expect you to have been born around the 70s. You look so young to me. When we were born, I was born in Rhodesia. When we transformed into Zimbabwe, there were slogans that were being done by people saying, "We are a peace-loving nation." According to Robert, the founding father of Zimbabwe, he said, "We are a peace-loving nation." So if we are a peace-loving nation, we deserved a police force or police officers who were fair and firm in discharging their constitutional mandate. So from your own perception, from what I've said, that Zimbabweans are peace-loving people, and there are people who deserve a police officer or a police service that discharges their constitutional rights firm and fair.
Yeah.
Do you think your experience in the police force, can we say we have got a police force that discharges its duties free and fair or firm and fair? Did you hear my question? Hello?
Sorry, I was attending to my baby.
I apologize. Kamuka kauda mukaka. Kanoumwa mukaka ere?
No, akachayamwa.
Nanafuari kanomwa mukaka tikati kuiti zamu ndo chete sotaura.
Don't worry, she will sleep. I think maybe she was looking for Mama. She was like, "Where is Mama today?"
Oh dear. Lovely kids. I love kids. I love kids. Saka ndikanzwa nyaya yevana, so I'm happy. Kudipane mwana. I love kids. Yeah. But did you hear my question? Can I come again with this question?
Come again.
I said, when we transformed from Rhodesia into Zimbabwe, the founding father of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe, said Zimbabwe is a peace-loving nation. So, a peace-loving nation. So, if we look at, or looking, if you, from your own perception, as a former police officer, can you say Zimbabwe had a police force that was fair and firm in discharging their constitutional mandate, according to your perception, from the time you joined the police force and the time you left the police force?
If I have to rate it out of 10, I would just say 0. No.
Mm-hmm. So if we look at when you joined the force, all police recruits, or probably the one that you trained with in particular, were these people from various areas, or were people with links with the senior police officers? What your perception about most of the people you trained with? Because if I look at the people I trained with at Shkurubi Training Depot, and the people I later trained myself, most of them were children of the prison officers, the ministers, and those who were in the army. It's like it was a recruitment of those who are within the force only.
Yeah, they were always like, you'll be training there. Of course, we have like different people coming from Binga, way, but we have like those ones, like the relatives of the commissioners of whoever, they'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
They will be always there.
So does this explain the behavior that when there are riots in Zimbabwe, people rioting, the police officers will descend on rioters ruthlessly with brutal force? Is it because they are protecting the interests of their fathers in senior ranks or what?
Right. When it comes to that, it's not like everyone would like, I'm protecting our fathers or what. But what I can say, when people were deployed out there and then they say, or like, for example, they say there is a march which is going to happen out there. Police officers in their minds, they'll be like, which means like people will start to make noise. Now the crime rate is going to rise. The crime rate is going to rise. That's what they will be thinking. The crime rate is going to rise. So for us to like prevent that, it's for us to chase people from the streets. If it means beating people, or just beat people, if we are like arresting them. That's what they will be doing.
So it's like they will be doing it to stop the crime, not because they want to protect. Because I've seen the brutality. You know,
the brutality is there, and there's nothing happens. Oh, sorry. Can you give me 2 minutes?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's like I'm a bit heavy-handed on the ex-police officer, because what I've witnessed in Zimbabwe, the quality of policing is not what we expect from a police force. When people are rioting in Zimbabwe, these people, the police officers, they descend on protesters like nobody's business. They brutally attack them. They leave some to die on the streets. But these are police who are supposed to save life. So looking at the question that I asked about recruitment, to see what type of people being recruited in the police force, is this not compromising the quality of the police force, the quality of policing, and the powers of police to enforce the law? Is it not compromised? Because once you start being brutal, people will retaliate, people will fight back, and it will be chaos in everything that we do. So it's like I'm being heavy-handed, or I told my colleague that, look, some of these questions are not very comfortable, because they are questions that people would want to understand the heavy-handedness of police force in Zimbabwe. The recruitment of police officers in the police force is based on your brother, your sister, your what, who is in the force, who is a senior police officer, who has got powers which needs protection. When they quell riots, they brutalize people like the Rhodesian government to make sure that the black majority suffers. And in Murgona, Saka, evidently, is it true that some ZANU-PF youth are sometimes given the police uniform to beat protesters? That was my final question. Thank you so much, Nkoma Tafadzwa. That was my final question before I leave Soko to feed the baby. It's very unfortunate, or not fair for the baby, because I'm starving her so that I can grill Soko. I think she's regretting coming to this platform today, but I saw her doing human rights work. I saw her doing very important work. This is when I got interested to say, let me invite her here so we understand. I never knew she's so knowledgeable, someone with passion to see human rights in Zimbabwe corrected. And I understand these are the people we need to work with. She needs to be always by my side when I start doing my nuisance to stop ZANU-PF from marauding in our country. Soko, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, thank you so much. Sorry, I was updating people on this. There is a last question, Soko, before I leave you to go, because I understand you've got a small baby. I didn't know that you've got a small baby, but you just told me that mwana akuchema. I don't want to hold you for long. Could it deprive mpano comfort your mother? Nine?
Yeah.
Yes. Last question, Soko, before you leave. Is it true that some ZANU-PF youth are sometimes given the police uniform to beat up protesters?
100%.
100%?
Yes.
Wow.
Those can wear,
Uh-huh.
those ZANU-PF youth, they can wear police uniform. They can wear the like the army uniforms, and then they will do the dirty job. I'm not saying the police and the army guys, they don't do the dirty job for the government. They do the dirty job because I've seen those things. Because I remember when we were in Karoi, there was this guy who was accused of starting, like, when they're blocking the roads, when they're protesting. Unfortunately, the guy wasn't there. He was beaten, like, by the real police officers, not like those fake police officers, until he got like damaged the eye, but he was now trying to sue the police, but he won't succeed anyway. So those ZANU-PF youth, they wear police uniform, they wear army uniform, they can be there out doing too.
Yeah. So this question is probably the last question, Soko, before I leave you to go. Anyway, thank you for coming, Soko.
Yeah.
Is there any other time that I can invite you again? Because what you have stated today are things that people were just wondering. Can this happen? Can that happen in Zimbabwe? And you have put it straight that, look, yes, it's happening in Zimbabwe, where ZANU-PF militias and youth are given uniform to attack and brutalize the masses in Zimbabwe. Is it the reason why you are now engaged in defending human rights?
Yeah, I feel like I need to do right things. Like, I'm not in the force now. I'm not afraid to do those right things. I know when you are in the force, I'm not saying I was doing the wrong, I was beating people, I was doing that, but there are things that we are seeing, like, we'll be seeing. Like, I remember when I saw a post on Twitter, someone like saying police officers are given, is it $50 when that much happened because how much, right? Someone was asking me, I was like, is it true? Romancia, you once a police officer, is it true? I was like, that's true. Those are the incentives you'll be given whenever something happens to boost you off. Like, yeah, I have to boost your immune system to go out there. So if the police officer see that 50, to say the truth, I will be like having like minus something in my account. Then pop that $50, I'll be like, oh, I got the $50. Let me go and do the job. I will definitely go and do the job. They will definitely go out there and they will definitely kick your ass because of that $50. But they'll forget that $50 won't last you for long. Tomorrow you'll be eating sadza in my chance, sadza in my temple.
Oh,
You
sad.
are forced to buy a nice uniform. You'll be buying a nice uniform for you to be seen representable. Because you
Really? So, do you mean the uniforms that we see police officers wearing, they're buying those uniforms?
My guy to be slaying there as a police officer would be like, oh, that police officer, oh, Constable Soko, she's always smart. That smartness, I have to maintain it, I have to buy. Coordinate, our own ordinance, the ones that saw uniforms for us. You go there and buy uniforms. They will be selling those uniforms because it's like you are given uniforms after 2 years. So
So it's sad.
can you imagine? I'm going to work How many days per week? I might be going to work maybe 5 days or 6 days per week. I'm wearing the same uniform, and then you tell me I'll get another one in 2 years' time. And if I was given those, you know, those boots we wear, right?
Mama 3 bosa isaipfeka taipfeka ainzi mapara boots ma 3 star ndo ataipfeka izvo.
I got it when I was in Morris Gable. Then when I got out, for me to get another one, when we were doing those independence drills, lucky enough I have to get another one because I was now doing the independence drills. You'll be marching there, so you need another new boot for you to be seen representable. Those ceremonial hats we wear with our skirts and then our suits, I wasn't given that one. I bought it with my money. I know I paid $10 for that hat. And it was paid me. I had to pay $10 for someone me that yet. So to wear so I can be seen like a representative outside there.
Pana former constable as well. Tiri Musango Wenje. This is a ZANU PF more. He was dismissed from the police force. Angari youth ZANU, but youth ZANU. Ari kuti anzi ndisina kumbosangana nazvo zvekuruva vanhu. Ndobva ati uniforms anopiwa asi kana iwe wazodawo akawanda ndopaunoita madhira ako. Wenje, how are you, my young brother? I like him. He's my young brother. Huh?
I want to respond to that.
Okay, respond.
And I'm supposed to get another one after 2 years. So are you telling me I have to wear one pair of uniform for 2 years? Obviously, I will buy. That's why people will be saying, are these the Jindambatas or are these the real police officers? Because we are now looking the same with the uniforms, with the torn back uniforms, with those boots without the brown dresses. I don't know. You have to buy to look representative. All right, can you say I'm coming to arrest you? You will be like seeing me coming dressed in like that gray shirt. It's now white in color, and that is now looking like gray. And my boot.
I've seen fatigue. Your police blue.
You be like they're sending a Jindambata for me. And the next thing, when you get arrested, they'll say you were disrespecting a police officer. Now you are getting in discharge office there. They will be beating you left, right, and center. You were disrespecting me. Yeah, you were doing this and that. You'll be like, maybe that's a Jindamba that is coming from after me because of the type of the uniform you are wearing.
Yeah, it's said Zimbabwe's collapse. Kana mapurisa otenga uniform yekuzvipfekedza kuti aende kubasa. Chandakaziva chatata kutenga iboots, but inini ndaita lucky ro ndiri instructor. Saka ndandine almost 10 or 15 pairs dzema 3 star manjombo aya. Dzaingopuwa every course. So consider looking at the comments, Soko, before you go. Pane munhu anonzi Roni Nakis, hanzi mawindi ese mapurisa anopfekedzwa uniform dzechipurisa here. Hanzi na Thomas,
hanzi mawindi aita sei?
Hanzi mawindi ese ose mapurisa.
Mawindi ese.
Ose mawindi, those people anokati mbare musika mbare nezvichichi hanzi mapurisa.
Akuti how like mapurisa anoenda chinoitawo chiwindi ndo zvakureva.
I think this is what he's saying, kuti during off days mapurisa anenge ari mawindi achirova makombi.
Nei achizonowana ake dhola rake zviri nani kumhanya kawo nebhazi zvako uchiwana dhola.
So it's true kuti vanenge vachinoita chiwindi mapurisa kuti awane masenzi.
Vanochiita chiwindi chimshikashika mapurisa do when they're off mapurisa they will be pirating. They are the ones who will be doing mshikashika. Those mshikashika you are saying don't arrest people for mshikashika. One like maybe we are working from 8 to 2. After 2 they will be doing mshikashika.
Hey, so sad. The country is collapsed. Saka Anzi, thank you. Na Thomas, sorry. And thank you so much, Constable. Zvikanzi na Tonde. See you next time, Soko. Na mkuru Yuda. Koso uya Anzi $50 yekutenga super oronyati. Anzi na Tiri Musango Wenje is a former constable. hanzi nobuda kuMorris Depot with the 2 riot uniforms then ne1 suit iya barathea suit iya. Handizivi hangu kuti my sister makabva kuforce when pamwe zvakachinja kikiki. Isu takabva long back 2012 wenje trained. Wakabva usati wajoina sazvarura kuti zvinhu zvacho zvakatoparara. Iye akabva akasiya zvikaparara wese. Handiti hanzi naTerry wenje anenge akadyiswa neZANU-PF. I like mufana wenjo. Hanzi Terry, ask your wife, anokudza kuti handina kudyiswa. Radebate. So let me leave you to feed the baby. Handiti
feeding this time of the night. You are going to sleep.
All right. Let me leave you to rest. I think what we have started now, probably you will be a regular guest on this platform. Because I know, I didn't have seen people requesting that they want to talk to you.
Yeah, you tell whenever you talk. I don't know who was that person who was saying I want to talk to this lady. I can't remember the name.
You come to my inbox. We talk about him. Then you make a decision.
They have to come to you first, and then you will tell me who is this person and what does he want to talk
about.
Yeah,
definitely. You need to be very careful with people you talk to now, because I've exposed you to the world so that you helped me clarify certain things that I wanted people to know. So this will endanger your life. Remember, when I left Scotland coming back here, I was followed by members of CIO. When I parked my car outside, if I had delayed getting out of the car for about 20 or so minutes, they were coming for me. I was going to be killed outside my house. But I just parked the car and said, look, I'm so tired. I got inside the house. When I told my wife that I need to collect goods from the car, when I went out, I saw the car windows smashed.
Yeah.
They came, they smashed all the car windows. My BMW X5, I had to take it for insurance to fix it. And it was very, very expensive to fix it. But luckily, the insurance company fixed it. So hanzi Yuda wakunyepa mngoma kiki wakadi kuwamamisa as a trend kid. I did not see them. This is what I'm saying. Thank you so much. Let me leave to deal with the questions now. If there are any more questions when you visit Soko, we will iron them out.
It's okay.
Yeah, but now you need to be very careful about these people who talks to you. Your inbox might be full. Don't respond to people you do not know. If you want to know who's this guy or someone who have inboxed you, you just let me know. Then we raise the issue with the police. You get protection.
It's okay. Let me go to bed.
Okay, good night.
Yes, Brian. See you next time, my guy.
Soko. Goodbye. So we talk. I might bring you again tomorrow to iron out some things when you are free. Anditika.
Wait. I'm just reading this comment here.
Okay, that's fine. So let me drop you now. Do you want to respond to something?
I'm saying, wait, I want to respond to this comment. Someone.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. You can respond.
Are you officers also given illicit substance to boost your when you send to demonstration? Because the energy and level brutality we see. Yeah,
I like that question. I think I don't know how I missed that question.
$50 they were given. That's the that's the track that will be pushing people to do those things. Not like the real drugs. I think the £50 drug will be pushing people to do those things.
It nudges you into action, eh?
Sorry guys, just I joined late. I don't know what was happening. Now I joined like the live, the first one. Yuda can't say he wasn't seeing my comments. I don't know why. Now I'm here. He was telling me that he can't see my face, so I don't know. We'll see you next time, maybe tomorrow.
Okay, what I'll do, let me assure listeners or audience here that I'm bringing Soko tomorrow again. Those with questions, those who want to ask questions, prepare your questions. Expect to be here tomorrow, 8 o'clock. So, are you available tomorrow, 8, 9, or between 8 and 9?
Yeah, 8.
And please be available so that we continue with this. I'm going to look into certain things as well that I might need you to clarify. But please don't respond to anyone in your inbox. Hey, unogara kupi? Hey, tipo kana address yako. Hey, this and that. Ndipo number yako phone. Don't do that.
What's the Ayuda Cup? I will see your ghost saying, I'm warning what was you can join a ghost.
Yeah. Now, some people will come with my ghost account say, look, I'm Shepherd.
Can I go? Because my comments and that one, people are commenting my nose rings, some are commenting my lips. Please, and give me a bye. Can you drop me?
Thank you, Soko. Bye. Guys, right. Hanzi nawenje so hanzi wakanaka ndafarira kanozi kako next time what time pane panamhoza dai wakarowa zvaita UK haisi violence tiri musango hampana wangu. I like this boy man. Hey, hanziwa kuti nyimisa phone numbers aiwa handisi kunyimisa phone numbers. She's a married woman. That's the first thing. When I spoke to her, trying to bring her here, persuade her to come and talk, to iron out some things. Can I wenje? I think ndogona soda kukunza futhi. Anziyuda ndati ndipo kapuma heta. Ndine 2, Lawrence. I've got 2 of these. You can have one. I don't have a problem. You can have one of it. I've got 2. Imwe yacho handizvati yakaenda kupi. Ndine madifferent heads. Kamwe kacho akanaika. Tikabvisa puma. Toisa Nike. Zekuti kana uchida puma, aiwa ndokupa puma. Unoiwana. Saka nechi ndikapfeka boots yepuma, ndopfeka Nike. Ndikapfeka boots yepuma, ndopfeka heti yepuma, ndikapfeka Nike, ndopfekawo boots yeNike. Saka hanzi tomutorera murume wacho. Aiwa, musadaro nje. Azvinzwaro mufana, iwe wakaroora iwe mufana. Naye haudaro. Haudaro. Hazo wewe ane msikanzwa. Mfana wangu ane msikanzwa, ndomuziva mfana wangu. Ane msikanzwa. So guys, we had a very nice discussion here with the former constable. Hanzi Magonesa, brother Yuda, that was informative. Thank you so much. Advance hanzi kurura yeti. Nimboona bvudzi randaona. Tiri Soko bvudzi jena ka. Unoona here musoro wacho. Mutupo wacho wabva wanyatsobatirira jena. Musoro wachena mwana wamai. Saka we were discussing about things that happens in the police force. Hanzi mazuva ano unobatwa nerukawo, hanzi unokumburuka nerinyoka mbana. So I was talking about everything that I spoke when I started this platform. Gogovana tanda ona mai wangu panapa. How are you? QD, I can see you. Murudongorera muri pakona. You are not commenting. You are not commenting. Ameno kuti zviri kumbofamba sei nhasi. Mama kanyatsoteerera kuti kuti ze. Today was so informative. I think pama presentations atakaita today was very informative. You have heard from former Constable Soko how mapurisa mayouth ezana anopuwa uniform vachienda vachinorova. Thanks Nkoma Thomas, vachinorova vanhu. The brutality of the police force yeZimbabwe, so it's unmatched. We've heard Constable Soko telling us Could even in recruitment macho recruiter vana. Same things that I was telling you. Let's protest. Why mapurisa mchuruwa vanhu say they will be protecting the interests of their fathers. Soldiers zvimwe chete, magadjere zvimwe chete, angoli family affairs vari kutonga ava ndo vane vana magadjere, ndo vane vana masoja, ndo vane vana mapurisa. Saka you can tell that when police officers are brutal like that, they are also vulnerable to being brutally murdered as well. Because when police force become brutal, there is no law in the country. There is nothing protecting the people of Zimbabwe. So they are vulnerable to brutal attacks as well from the same people they brutalize. And thank you, brother Yuda. I got sensitive information just in Zimbabwe. Goes like rumors, but right, it became very clear. We are enlightened. Thank you. I think we need to thank Constable, former Constable Soko, for coming here to clarify these issues. To us, to the people who have never been in the army or in the police or in the prison service, they thought Shepherd, things that will never happen in this earth, in this world. But you have heard it from the horse's mouth, the former Constable Romancia Soko, who worked in Karoi, which is the epicenter of ZANU-PF. Epicenter of all the violence of ZANU-PF is Karoi, the epicenter of violence. So we have heard how they brutalized people. We have heard that one of the officers had a husband who was in the Triple C, how he was brutalized is beyond our understanding. And we have heard that people used to accuse the force of abusing human rights. But actually, the Zimbabwe Republic police was abusing human rights. It abuses human rights, and it still abuses human rights. The silence of those in charge is so deafening. When people are brutalized, the silence of those in charge is so deafening. And we are the mouthpiece of those people who cannot speak. We are the social media. We must bring out uncensored information to the people for them to understand. And not Karoi only and Chinoi. I know Chinoi, when you talk of Chinoi, you talk of Philip Chiangwa, you talk of top 6 or not Dominic. I've been there. I've seen it. I've seen the brutality. They've killed one of my brothers. Ndogara nchitaura kuti vakomana vetop 6 vachisponzwa naphilip chiangwa, they killed one of my brothers ainzi binali. Takakura, when we grow up mumalocation munenge muchikura muchiti kana muri vekumalawi munenge muchiita namukoma munin'ina chi binali angari mwana wokuti taiti baba mukuru namai guru, vamwe amai vainzi aderia, mupana ainzi binali. Takaenda tese kuchikoro nemupana wangu iyeyo. He was brutally murdered pajulius paindo pakaroverwa netop 6 achibva aurayiwa. Mai vacho vachitotaura kuti kana inini ari wangu ini hana mwana anodya kwatsvange wangu uraya, and binali was murdered. Asikine pamusha paja praise up. Yeah, Karo is the epicenter of violence. So ZANU-PF violence. So we were talking about the deafening silence of the people. Were wondering when the masses are being brutalized by people in police uniform. The silence of those in charge of police, the commissioners, the spokesperson, their silence is deafening. And we are now the mouthpiece of those who cannot talk. Let's talk on their behalf. We've got a chance now to bring those who were in the army, in the police, who saw it happening to come and say, look, yes, this happened, confirming it. You have heard a lot of things here. Imaginary people purporting to be police officers whilst they are not police officers, being appreciated by the Zimbabwe Police Service because they got police cars, they got police vehicles, they were deployed to brutalize people, brutalize the human beings. You know, we expect police to be human beings, so that when they brutalize the masses, you must put yourself in the shoes of the person you are brutalizing, because you are a human being. But the Zimbabwe Republic Police, these youth militias, these ZANU-PF supporters or youth, they don't put themselves in the shoes of the people they are brutalizing, and their brutality don't even regard human rights. So for me to say they are human beings, because they are people. Human beings are people with human rights. They are born with certain rights which are taken away by ZANU-PF people. We have heard it from Constable Soko here that the ZANU-PF youth in this uniform do not respect the rights of people. Those rights you were born with, they are taken away by ZANU-PF people, ZANU-PF youth in police uniform. This is very sensitive information that we got from former Constable Soko. Hanzi kana pangu pawedza pakaipa, ndakambopasvika pawedza ndaenda achatauri pandakapasvika pawedza. Ndaona bhururu wangu aigara kuwedza kwakazoshaika, ainzi chikadaya. Vanomziva vanomziva. Ukabvunza kuMDC kuti ainzi chikadaya ndiani, taifo ndakafamba naye bhururu wangu tichienda kunana Hwedza, ndowaive kumusha kwake kunana Hwedza kupi takafamba tese. Unfortunately, he died in a car accident. I heard. Ndatori kunogwa hanzi akanorovera papowe rakabuda pascreen vafira ipapo. So I heard, but may he so rest in peace. Saka nyaya tikutaura panapa, guys, ndiye kutaura kuti even the Commissioner General himself, I expect him to be a human being. When you agree to such operatives of giving youth uniforms to go brutalize the people, take away the human rights, this is why former Constable Soko said she is now feeling safe in the UK and can say whatever she wants to say, things that she didn't usually say while she was in the force because she feared brutality. Now she's here in the United Kingdom. This is why I was asking if she is probably comfortable traveling back to Zimbabwe, to and from Zimbabwe. I said, don't forget, you are now regarded as a puppet selling the secrets of the government to the British government, which is a hostile government to Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe government. Saka pakaipa wakumana. Hanzi mkoma yuda, before you leave, can you talk anything about the May Day, Day 6, 2025, consider the impeachment process? Is anything taking place? Not yet, Sapiwa. I'm not sure. I need to call to have some confidential calls and get proper information. I might come back tomorrow with that information. Remind me in my inbox so that I can follow it up. So Zimbabweans, this was a very good opportunity for Zimbabweans to gain knowledge of what is a police officer, what happens in the police services. They don't regard all these legal rights to defend themselves. The people of Zimbabwe are not allowed to defend themselves because if you beat up a policeman, they call it is unlawful. You are unlawfully attacking a member of the force, and it is a crime. But when you are beaten by police, they don't even criminalize it. They don't care about your rights, which Constable Soko is now enshrined it, promoting human rights in Zimbabwe. When we went to former Constable Soko for human rights marches, we were trying to highlight the issues of bringing Auxilia Mnangagwa in this country, the human rights abusers. So the same like I did. I need to make an arrangement. We need to group together and probably travel to wherever Auxilia Mnangagwa will be and demonstrate there. Saka, I know I've expressed my concern about the safety of former Constable Soko. She's a woman. She's a small girl, although married. But I am worried now that this Zimbabwe government operatives in the UK might not spare her because women are vulnerable, subject to attack. So I urge all Zimbabweans to say, look, this time, those who are in opposition, those who are around former Constable Soko, we must give maximum protection. We must, as I've alerted that she must keep the police number. Just ring 999. Shoko, if you feel threatened, just dial 9999. Police will pick it up and they will exactly know your SOS, and they will come with ambulances, the police cars, even helicopters. They will descend wherever you are because it picks the lock state. Keep your phone location on so it keeps the lock state wherever you are, Constable Shoko, for your safety. I'm now very concerned for your safety, but we will work something out to make sure you don't get intimidated in this country. And we should drive away Oshgan and across Limpopo or in jail. So let me say good night. It was a nice presentation. Constable Shoko will be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock, between 8 and 9, by public demand. You can read from comments that she has opened a can of worms in ZANU-PF. It's now unsettled. And they spend ages and ages without descending on this platform. But today, Constable hanzi ikoko haade demonstration anoda kubatwa. Yeah, we will look at what offenses she committed in Zimbabwe, which are internationally charged. When we find her here, we can still impound her. We can still arrest her here and charge her. Now, my jail, my international prison. Thank you so much. So let me say good night. We had a nice presentation. See you tomorrow. Hanzi early birds ndomunowana information yakanaka. So let me call it quits. Then vanenge vane mibvunzo vanoda zvavanoda kuclarifyirwa, you come to my inbox. Good night.